This week, another X-Men, a guy by the name of motherfucking Nightcrawler, or Kurt Wagner. Kurt Wagner. His origin has been changed a few times.
Yeah.
So pick it was really this one. Pick whatever fucking one you want.
I picked the one that I grew up with.
The one you grew up with is the one where Mystique is the mom.
Correct.
And Azazel is the dad, right? And then obviously they retconned it with Destiny. You know, Mystique turned into a dude, impregnated her wife. It's a whole fucking...
Dude turned into a dude that's playing another dude.
But let's talk about Kurt Wagner, biological son of Mystique and Azazel up until recently. And Azazel is an ancient demonic mutant warlord. So when Kurt was born, his appearance terrified everybody. The angry mob, Adrian, you know, with the pitchforks and all that. They chased Mystique, and to save her life, she threw this motherfucker into a waterfall. A lot of mutants can hide that they're mutants. Kurt could not.
Right.
He's blue, looks like a fucking demon. I mean, his mom's a shapeshifter. She just changes. So she gets rid of the kid, fuck out of here. Kurt was actually found by a sorceress who was working in a traveling circus. I mean, you look like a fucking blue demon. Might as well join the circus, right? So he was raised to be an acrobat in the circus. The audience just assumed that his blue fur was just a cool costume.
Right.
They didn't think that was really how he fucking looked. He loved being in the circus, dude. He was like a star. But then the circus, Adrian, hit some financial troubles. It was purchased by this Texas millionaire. And this millionaire discovered that Kurt wasn't wearing the costume. So he drugged him and locked him in a cage. And he planned to rebrand him as a captive monster in the circus's freak show. Kind of the degrading part of the circus, right? The bearded lady, the fucking fat guy, the dude with, one eye, whatever. So they want to treat him like an animal. Kurt he hated that, obviously. I mean, he went from being the star to being, oh, look at the fucking demon in the cage. He broke out, he quits the circus, and he walked away from really the only family he ever had. Kurt leaves the circus, and he's looking for his foster brother, Stefan, who had actually gone insane and started murdering children. Fucking wacky story here. In a small German village. So Kurt found him, and he stopped him, and he accidentally broke his brother's neck during the struggle. The villagers again, they find Kurt standing over the body. So what they assume this demon committed this murder, right? Fuck the part that the guy's killing the kids. Matter of fact, it's probably the demon killing the kids too. So they cornered him in the barn with what, Adrian? Pitchforks and torches, tiki torches, you know? There's a lot of good people out there. They wanted to burn him alive. And right before the mob attacked, Chucky Boy, Professor Charles Xavier, froze every single human being telepathically in the village. He walked up to Kurt. And he made the offer, Adrian. He said, if you can teleport under this blanket. No, he didn't say that. He said, you want to join the motherfucking X-Men? Gave him a permanent house and gave him some purpose. Join the team.
I'm sure you're paraphrasing.
Yes.
I'm sure he said, do you want to join my X-Men?
Yeah. That's right. His X-Men. But he gave him a home, gave him a purpose. He joined the team. You know, I give Charles Xavier a lot of shit. And one of these weeks, we're going to do a Who the Fuck is Charles Xavier? But he does seem to show up at the right times.
Sure. And
I think a lot of that is Cerebro and the work he puts into this dream, this mission of his. And just like anyone, when you're on a mission, a dream to do something, sometimes your decisions are not going to make everybody happy. And I think that's an element of Chuck that we don't see on screen as much. But besides the point, Nightcrawler. Let's talk about the cool part about Nightcrawler, how his powers work. They call it in the comics, the BAMF, B-A-M-F, where he just, disappears. I'll tell you what he's not. Kurt's not a fucking magician, dude. This ain't a magic trick. First of all, it's physically taxing on his body.
Sure.
And just like a lot of these powers that we've talked about on these deep dives, it has to do with another dimension.
Sure.
It's the blanket dimension. No, it's not. It's the Brimstone dimension. When he teleports, he actually opens a micro portal into this Brimstone dimension. It's a hellish alternate reality. It happens quick as shit, but he's going into this kind of hell-like dimension for a split second to pop back to wherever he wants to go. And then you got the whole BAMF, and then there's usually a cloud of smoke. And it leaves a smell, Adrian.
Well, it's the dimension basically farting through the door.
Yeah. It smells almost like sulfur and smoke. There's some rules behind it. He can't just like, close his eyes and end up in the bank vault. He has to either be able to see his destination or be really, really familiar with the exact layout of the room. Like, he kind of had to have been there before.
Sure.
Because he can't just teleport and always land safely. If he puts himself in the wrong spot, he'd be in the middle of the fucking wall and kill himself.
Sure.
He can do this for safely up to 2 to 3 miles. But he had at one point, dude, I forget what comic it was, but moved himself like fucking 400 miles or some shit, something ridiculous. It's easier for him to teleport north to south than it is east to west for some reason. He's got the tail. The tail is like a whole nother arm, dude. That thing is strong as shit. He can throw adults with the tail. He can use a sword with his fucking tail. He also has these microscopic suction cups on his hands and feet. So he can climb buildings pretty much like Spider-Man level. He can climb all over shit. He also has a camouflaging ability almost. Like if he stands in the deep, dark shadows, his fur naturally camouflages him.
Right, because his fur is like an indigo. It's not black.
Right.
It's like an indigo blue.
And it absorbs and can bend light. So he can really render himself invisible to the naked eye. I think his most fucked up relationship is with his mom. Kurt's a man built on faith, forgiveness, and a lot of stories you see him in the church. I mean, when in X-Men 2, when they went to find him, he was up in the church. I was just watching an episode of X-Men animated series. Same deal. They go find him at the church. One of his best friends in the comics is fucking Wolverine, of all people. And they are probably complete opposites. I mean, Wolverine's cynical. Wolverine is a fucking killer. Kurt is an optimistic man of faith, but Kurt's one of the few people in the comics that treats Wolverine more like just a dude versus an animal or a fucking weapon. So they have a bonding where I'm sure Kurt's dealt with a lot of that, being treated like a fucking animal. One of the most impressive and heroic and probably, heartbreaking moments with Nightcrawler in the comics was there was this massive war, and they were protecting the mutant messiah, Hope Summers. And Kurt, crazy, he's exhausted. He's fucking bamfing all over the place, Adrian. And the villain Bastion, we know Bastion around here. He attempts to execute Hope, and Kurt teleports directly in front of Bastion's path, allowing his robotic arm to plunge right through his chest. He don't got no fucking healing abilities. So he ends up with a massive hole in his heart. And as he's fucking dying, he forces one more teleport. He grabs Hope and gets her the fuck out of there to save her. Now, so if you don't know the story, Hope Summer was the first mutant born in like fucking 20 years. So she literally was the hope for the new race. But that is Nightcrawler, dude. Nightcrawler is an awesome character. A character that I think they did a great job with him in the original X-Men movies, X2. I didn't like when they brought him back as the geeky fucking teenager in the newer, the kind of, prequel X-Men stories. But that is who the fuck Nightcrawler is.